I just discovered an Activision patent that literally allows for them to manipulate what you as a player see on your screen from that of what's actually happening within the game. And all things considered, the intent behind this patent sure as hell seems not to only be nefarious in nature, but includes language that leads me to believe that this patent plays an instrumental part in all the issues that the COD community has been buzzing about recently. And I've got to warn y'all, Call of Duty is dead if this revelation that I'm about to share with you doesn't spark community-wide outrage and elicit responses from every other COD creator in the space, demanding answers to the questions we're about to ask on a video that begins right now. What's up, what's good, YouTube? Hope all is well and welcome back to the channel. I'm Hapa, and on today's video we're diving headfirst into a recent patent filed by none other than Activision Blizzard. And this patent has to deal with, and is aptly titled, Systems and Methods for Controlling Camera Perspectives, Movements, and Displays of Video Game Gameplay, and was filed September 9th, 2022, a mere 3 months ago. And the abstract or brief summary of this patent goes on to state, in a multiplayer video game, virtual cameras are controlled by continually assessing and ranking storylines related to the interactions of various players during a gaming session. A ranking for each storyline may be based on various factors such as, but not limited to, what the players can see, the distance between certain players, nearby game items, or in-game. Subsequently, at least one virtual camera is navigated to provide a view of the highest ranking storyline, subject to certain limitations on how the camera can move, transition, or otherwise display the interaction between players. But to understand exactly what Activision is depicting here in their patent, we'd be wise to first understand what these terms and keywords like storyline and virtual cameras actually mean. So for that, let's take a look at Activision's very own definition of what these terms within their patent actually mean. The three terms that you got to understand to be able to understand the rest of this video is the term player refers to any human or virtual actor within the game, where the human or virtual actor may engage in play action, social action. Basically, that's you. When they say player, they're talking about you. And then the other two terms that you need to understand are virtual camera, or camera refers to at least one viewing element configured to provide a view of gameplay in a virtual world associated with a video game. Basically, virtual camera is referring to what you see, what is displayed on your screen. And the term storyline is defined as an aggregated set of data defining a player's visual and auditory in-game interactions with one or more other players. Storyline data may refer to all or a portion of the programmatic data defining the visual storyline, auditory storyline, and associated metadata pertaining or incidental thereto, which, if processed or rendered, would visually or orally display the storyline to one or more human spectators. Storyline data may be indicative of one or more preferred positions, angles, foci, fields of view, or perspectives of one or more cameras. So basically, storyline is what's actually taking place in the game without any of the added SBMM, EOMM, any manipulation at all. This is exactly the game state, unless of course we're talking about a manipulated game state of which they're giving you, which would be, I guess, your storyline, but we'll get to that later. And as we explore further into this patent, you can see that it's listed that this patent is a continuation of a previous patent, one that got quite a bit of press and was where a lot of the original allegations of skill-based hit registration and the such came from. And it was determined by many that yes, indeed, that this was exactly what this patent was trying to reference. Although, you know, shortly after that, you had the COD shills come out like clockwork promising, based upon no real evidence that they presented themselves, this was something that was only implemented and predominantly related to the PvE portion of the game.
But that's just bullshit!
Even though the patent covers this method being implemented for PvE as well as PvP. But I mean, let's be honest. They want us to believe that, yeah, it's definitely a thing that they could do, but they're not doing it.
It was all bullshit.
Even though there's a mountain of video evidence proving the contrary, as they said in reference to one of their anti-cheat features, which manipulates the gameplay of a suspected cheater, they would never interfere with the gameplay of a legitimate player. We believe you! But what's different in this new patent? Well, one specific portion that I'd like to focus on, and trust me, I'd love for you guys to not only like this video, but subscribe with the notification bells enabled, but also do me a huge favor and share this video, and refer to the link that's down in the description so we can make other creators and people in the COD space aware of it, and potentially make enough noise to get some answers. But the one portion that I'd like to point out that I found quite ridiculous is this one right here. in the detailed description section 0035. The present specification discloses systems and method wherewithin virtual cameras are controlled by continually assessing and ranking storylines relating to various players during a multiplayer game session. In various embodiments, a ranking for each storyline may be based on a plurality of factors such as, but not limited to, what players can see, the distance between certain players, nearby game items, or in-game events. In an exemplary multiplayer first-person shooter game, subsequently at least one virtual camera is navigated to provide a view of the highest ranking storyline, subject to certain limitations on how the camera can move, transition, or otherwise display of the interactions between players. And total disclosure, guys, I'm not an attorney. In fact, I'm not even half smart all the time. But that there makes me wonder, how are storylines ranked? If I've been having a bad streak of games, does the engine rank my storyline higher than if I had won 10 games in a row? Will my storyline rank worse? In layman's terms, it seems like if I come up against Aiden 3 hours into his stream, I should have the upper hand, right? Well, maybe.
Fucking go, yeah, Smitty. Look at that shit. You see these jeans? These are dad jeans. Let me get in that power position. Fucking go. Wow!
Depending on whether or not you guys believe in promotional or, whitelisted accounts. But never mind. That's another video. I'm just saying that, their lobbies versus mine. I mean, come on, guys. My enemies actually shoot back. Look, guys and gals, I know I'm not the brightest mind to be breaking all this down, but
yeah, no shit.
I'm literally not hearing anybody else talk about this specific patent right here and the implications of it. I just wish someone with better knowledge of what's going on would break this down and relay to us in layman's terms whether or not this is, proof of Call of Duty manipulating our games. You know what? That's a good idea. I'll just ask our resident genius and local NASCAR memorabilia collector, Cletus Jenkins, to simplify all this for us. Thanks, Hapa. We're gonna use my high-tech simulation software. It's the same software they use to design that dog shit UI in Warzone to recreate the whole situation of what's going on and clearly explain it to you guys how you're being fucked. Anyways, give me a second here, Hapa. Let me power this bad boy up right here and all right, so picture this here. You hop into a game coming back off back-to-back wins and you land hot with another team. You land on this is a crate here. You get the idea. It's a crate here. Here you are. There you are, you land on the crate and you pull out a Fennec. Over yonder is a three-man squad of casual Timmies, and they land on the same crate because, that's what casual Timmies do. You scramble to high ground just enough time to see them split in all different directions here in search of loot because they, landed on the same crate. And your years and years of gaming knowledge tell you that at least one of these fellers has just a pistol. So you push up behind Timmy number one over here, and you zap his ass right there and thirst him immediately. You hear him call out to his buddies on the whole lobby voice chat, "He's one shot, he's one shot." Knowing he's only protecting his ego, but by proxy bullshitting his homies into pushing a now fully plated and waiting sweaty nerd such as yourself. First guy comes sprinting through the door like an elephant, and you spray him down with some Fennec hip fire. 2 down, 1 to go. And here comes Tim the Tap Man's the number 1 fan. He's what? Where? In which building? Hold on, I gotta grab your loot right here in the middle of the fucking street. Knowing you have the upper hand, you swing the corner with your freshly acquired fully kitted AR. And this is what you see. So, to simplify this there patent, it seems that the game or an engine within the game gets to decide when and how good you actually get to be, no matter how hard you try. But I heard there's actually 2 fixes for these issues. One's to grow a channel to a few 100,000 people, apply your gender pronouns to your Twitter bio, and suckle at the teddy of Activision and its dev studios, no matter how dog shit the games and content they're putting out really is. And the other way is to admit but it's not a question of, are they using this against you? All this patent is, Activision trying to protect their special specific methods of how they're fucking you from other companies using it in their games. Activision's motto is figure out how to fuck your own customers. And to those that are gonna say this shit ain't true, no further explanation nor research is needed, I wanna ask you.
Are you fucking retarded? What the hell's the matter with you?
Much like with what's going on with Twitter and the revelations of the suppression of free speech against conservatives, not like me, I'm a Democrat. Is your concern the truth or just that you picked the right team? Catch you guys on the next one. Wow.
Hold a little buddy, what is you doing? Finna go hard, hard, hard. Ice on my neck, ice on my wrist. That for the squad, squad, squad. Know they gon' hate, do what I tell them. Get on your jaw, jaw, jaw. Work on smooth, I got the moves. I swear to God, God, God. Hey, I just dropped 200 on the